Well, first of all, thank you all for joining us tonight. I see most of you are well versed in Zoom etiquette at this point. You are joining on and you are muted already. We do ask that you utilize the hand
I'm
raise.
trying to get in on my phone rather than this computer because you can only see the top of my head. And every time I put in the password, it kicks me out.
Oh, we can see you
Do
right
we
now,
know
Kelly.
what the passcode is?
You're in, Kelly. Kelly, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you for right now, okay? Wait, no, I can't, Sue. I'm not I'm not the host because I'm on my Zoom account. You might be able to, but you're on your phone, so it might be a little weird. But we do ask that everyone go ahead and mute their channels. And then when you have questions, just utilize the hand raise function. Does everyone know how to do that? There's the reactions down at the bottom, and then there's a little thing that lets you wave your hand. And then I'll know that you guys have questions, and I'll make sure, especially because Sue's out in the tribute park today and she's not on a computer. I'm gonna let her know when people have questions and stuff so that people are able to get them answered.
Megan, I'm trying to put in the passcode and it's not letting. Do you know what the passcode is?
Let me look real quick, Kelly.
Sorry, thanks.
No, that's okay. So it looks like the passcode is VFWNHC.
Okay, when I put that in, it says not valid. So I'll try to stay on, but I don't, my computer's going in and out.
Do you
Kelly,
want
make sure it's not capitalized. It's got to be lower letter.
There's no
Yeah.
letters on my telephone, so when I log
Oh.
in by my phone, it just puts in the numbers 839, whatever.
I'm gonna put the in the chat function. If you pop onto the chat, I'm gonna put the meeting ID and password right there. So if
No,
anyone,
yeah, it just won't do it on my phone. Okay, thank you.
yeah, no problem. So that's the main thing, is just that helps things run a little smoother for the meeting. Sue is gonna do a presentation from the tribute park and talk about fundraising, and then I will kind of wrap things up at the end and make sure that any of you who have questions that didn't get answered are able to get those answered. So without further ado, take it away, Sue.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for jumping on today. We really appreciate it. We got a great day in Michigan. I'm just going to give you a little glimpse of, this is the administration building. And we appreciate the weather so much after the winter.
Excuse me. Sue, can you put on the full screen for you so they can see more what we're looking at rather than just a little teeny square?
Okay, that's a great idea. I didn't practice that, but let me
So
see what I
that's
can figure
actually-
out here.
I'll jump in, Sue. That's actually something that you guys can do on your end. At the top right-hand side where it says view, if you click view and then go to speaker, if you click speaker, it'll make it so that Sue is the main screen that you see when she's speaking. Sue, I don't know if you can do this, but you might be able to turn your phone horizontal. Can you try that and see if, oh no, that makes, oh, there it goes. Yay, that'll make it better.
Is that better?
Yes, yep.
Okay, well, my arm's going to get sore.
Everyone click speaker view and then they will see Sue's full screen.
Let's see, I actually have to do it this way, right?
Yes, that looks good.
Okay, is everybody ready?
Ready?
All right. So this is our tribute park at the National Home. It was, it came to be by the joining of two needs, if you will. We needed a way to grow our Amy Ross Permanently Restricted Endowment Fund. And I'm gonna ask Megan to make a note, and maybe we can send the Blake's video when we do the follow-up. There's a special message from the family who on how the endowment fund came to be. So we'll include that with our follow-up. So briefly, the fund was set up for the net proceeds of any donated tribute piece that was placed in the park to go into the permanently restricted endowment fund. So when something is placed in the park, you're actually playing an important role for the sustainability of the home, because that is only the interest can be spent out of that account. And then, so it's invested in it and it grows. And as pieces are placed here, those, more net proceeds are added. So it is a permanently restricted endowment fund. Number two, we needed a way and a place to honor and memorialize loved ones, friends, leaders, and organizations. And this is just a great venue for that. So I'm going to take you on a tour of the park, and items that are available to donate are pathways, bronze sculptures, trees, stones, stone tables, stone benches, resting rocks, plaques, and flagstones. And the minimum donation for the tribute park is $3,000. So this is separate from our tribute brick, $100, the 4x8 pieces. Okay, so I'm going to go on a little walk here. Let me put this down. Is Delaware on tonight? Can you hear me, Megan?
Sorry, I was looking. I do not see, I don't see Delaware, but I also am not exactly sure the name of the person
Okay.
from Delaware.
Well, I'm going to bring this up because the last Zoom meeting, tell me if you can see this bench. The last Zoom meeting, it was mentioned that this bench needed some maintenance, and that happened, and I wanted to show it, and she'll see it in the video recording when we send it. It's been placed quite a while ago, and the paint was worn off, so we got that updated. So this is path 1, and this is the main. It was started in 2012, and it was the 2012 Commanders and President path, and they decided to purchase the path, and then they have all of their department commanders and presidents listed here. So, and tell me, Megan, if I'm going too fast or too slow. Here's some more from Delaware. This is a flagstone, and these are $5,000 to have them sponsored, and then we would have engraving done on them. Here's another bench from just a family. This is an organization that has donated for quite a few years, and Jerry and Megan actually go to a golf tournament where that's where they raise the money. It's Honorable Order of the Blue Goose. This is a plaque that was just placed right before junior vice. And tell me if I'm hitting it right.
Yep, we can see it. Okay.
Okay. So I worked with Commander-in-Chief Borland and President Reed to design their plaque, and they went in together on that. So we're very happy to have them represented. We have individuals you see here. We have a district from Texas. This gentleman, this was an individual family that did this in honor of their father. This is one of my favorite ones out here. It gives his history.
So
On the
how
back
about you
side is,
I was going to say, how about you step back so they
I'm
can
sorry?
see how about you step back so they can see the whole size of the wall?
Yep.
We have 2 of these full-size walls that we have plaques on.
actually 3.
3, sorry. Forgot
Yep,
one.
yep, that's okay. Yep, so we just keep adding them as we go. The flip side of this, chapter in Florida, this was a group of women, and I believe their group was actually because they were losing members, they were passing away, but they wanted to be remembered here. So I got to work with them. And again, this is the flip side of that stone wall. And then this is a plaque, or I'm sorry, a plaque for a path from Oklahoma. This was done in 2014, 2015. So I'll just walk down here. Again, Megan, tell me if I'm going too fast or too slow.
I think you're doing okay.
All right. So this is one of the gems we love. This is from the Department of Ohio. And in 2018, we worked with David Root, State Commander, and Pamela Montgomery. And this is Children Playing. And it stands, I'm going to say about 7 feet. Okay. Strolling our way here. This is a tree that was sponsored. This is a post in North Charleston, South Carolina. And then this was placed on this resting rock. Ronnie Davis, I believe he was from Ohio. We have the Department of New Mexico represented in the home with another bench. And people just love, this is such a hit during when visitors are here. It's just a very calming area, peaceful. The juniors just loved it. This is one of my favorite because it's a little bit modern looking. Granite bench. And this was placed by a lady in honor of her parents. This is one of the newer ones, so we've got room for things. If you notice, we did quit putting in the flagstones because the winters are so hard on them. We're concerned about the engraving staying on them. So that's something that we'll probably not offer except for the ones that we already have. So I'm circling back around. And this path was, oops, bear with me 1 second. They didn't get this brushed off. Another South Carolina. This was this VFW Post 3142. They placed quite a few things, and that was during COVID that I worked with them. So here's another one, a tree from 3142 in South Carolina. And then this is from the Department of Pennsylvania. The kids resting on the branch, log. Here's another one of the stone walls. The Department of New Hampshire is represented by Dave and Kate Olette. And Dave was on the board of trustees and also board president. Great supporters. And then we have this wall, which has plaques from Memphis, Tennessee, post 684. And then in memory, a lot of people do the in memory of all the members that passed away. This is from post 6970 in Texas. And then we have the MOC, Grand of Indiana, in Pup Tent. What did I say? The Grand of Indiana Pup Tent from Indianapolis, and then New York. And then this is the center. Here we have Nebraska. Okay, here's another one from Florida. This is one that from Okeechobee, Florida, and she wanted it to say "Footsteps to Your Future" with little footprints, which I thought was cool. And this is the main statue. This is one of the first things when I started 10 years ago. It was an organization in Lansing, which is the capital here in Michigan, about 30 miles north of here. And I worked with this John LaRose, and his wife owned a company, and they wanted to be the sponsor of the main statue, which is called "I Love My Country." And then this is a great one because this is in honor of the National Home's first family, the Pollitt family. And it lists the widow and then her children. And members of this family have visited, which is very cool. Let me sneak back here and get the fountain. So the fountains are sponsored by the state of Illinois in honor of all the posts and auxiliaries. And then the bridge was sponsored by a gentleman from the Department of Illinois, Melvin Staley. And in some states, you'll see that says past National Home Director. There's like 2 states that call the National Home Chairman National Home Director. So that's a little confusing. But he was not the director here. He was the director at Illinois. This is the other fountain. And I mentioned earlier, they had to put some chemicals in this water. Had a little bit of an algae issue going. So I will spin around this way. And here's another bench, and I worked with, and here's, this was in honor of Jack McDermott. And the auxiliary did this for him. It's just a bench, couple kids sitting on the bench. We got a tree over here. Oh, this is the gentleman, that one plaque that has the picture of the man. This was also, his son did this for his dad too. And let's see, we have this plaque on this wall. New York, post 1194. Probably miss a couple things, but you guys will get the gist here. Then we have, oh, that's right, Ann Pantelikos and John Strout. When they were president and commander-in-chief, they did the plaque in honor of all of our alumni who passed away in wars. That was cool. State of Wyoming. And here's another South Carolina auxiliary. And then the Marriott family, you probably all know Todd Marriott. Todd's worked here for over 30 years. His mom passed away, and they wanted to honor her here. That was just placed also. Keith Harmon, Commander-in-Chief, has a flagstone. And then, oh, you guys will know, you'll know these folks. I'm sorry, I didn't wipe this off. I was not thinking about this. Birds are also very active this time of year, but Bill Thine and Sissy Burrell did this 3-piece bench and table. Let's see, we have a resting rock done. This was in memory of a gentleman. That's very cool. And this is also Florida sponsored this path when Lois Kozer was president. So that is your virtual tour of the Tribute Park. Isn't it beautiful?
We have a couple questions, Sue.
Yep.
Marilyn Archuleta, I gave a guess. I took a stab at answering this one. She wanted to know what the cost of a plaque on one of the walls is.
Depending on the sizes, let me trot back over here, because I think this one has the biggest variety on it. The minimum donation is $3,000, and that is for an 8x6 plaque, which is this one. Okay, and then this jumps up to 7,000. I'm sorry, this one is 5,000, and like Commander-in-Chief and President Reep, that one was 7,000. And then this one was more, I think it was more like 18,000 because of the picture. And again, this is a fundraiser, so the net proceeds, go into the permanently restricted endowment fund. Did that answer it, Marilyn?
Marilyn had an additional question about statues. It was a general, I'll just read the question. It says, what do the plaques represent as far as a donation, and the statues that are placed? She said, I'm guessing they're provided by the states or post, etc. So if someone does a statue, is that in lieu of a monetary donation?
Okay, I'm understanding that. First of all, we pick out the statues. I don't know
Okay.
if that was part of it, but yes, we pick out and we
Okay.
place. So we're in charge of all of that because we want to make sure that it fits into the theme out here.
Okay.
And as far as in place of, I mean, it is a monetary donation because of that net proceeds, but we have to take out the cost of the statue, the cost of installation, the cost of freight, and then, then those net proceeds, that's their donation that goes into the permanently restricted endowment fund.
Yeah, I wasn't
that-
clear if the states just, provided those or sent those up or how that worked. So,
Nope.
yeah.
So I work with them, pick out the perfect piece, then they either fundraise or send the money in, and then I order it, we order it, we place it, and go from there.
Now, you said on that endowment fund, only the interest can be spent. So what is being done with the principal of that fund?
The principal is just invested. It's in an investment account.
Okay.
So the goal is, there's a nonprofit not far from here in a town called, I believe, Kalamazoo it's at. Their endowment fund is so big that they don't have to actively fundraise. So in other
Okay.
words, if somebody would have started an endowment fund in 1930, it would and continued to add to it. It's basically like your 401k.
Yeah.
It just grows. Yep.
So when was that Amy Ross fund, when was that started then? I thought it was started very early on, no?
No, that it would have been right around the same time that the first path, probably 2010, 2012, right
Okay.
in there.
Okay.
Yep. And again, I'll have Megan share that video because it's quite a touching story, because the family lost their son in Afghanistan and received his death benefits. So that's what started it. And what was really cool is around between Thanksgiving and Christmas, maybe you saw some pictures, but we had a tree right here called a veteran tribute tree. And we
Okay.
asked them to hang, Mr. and Mrs. Blake hung the first ribbon in honor of their son.
I do remember that. Okay, thank you, Sue.
Yep. You're welcome. Any
So
other questions?
there were a couple questions in the chat, but I want to go ahead and verbalize them here for the recording, just in case anyone else is wondering these. One person was asking if the tribute bricks, if that's what is on the walkways here, are they somewhere else? And I did confirm that tribute bricks are actually quite a bit smaller, and those are placed in several areas all around campus. The items that go into the tribute park are separate from those tribute bricks.
Yep. Should I walk up to the museum?
Sure, yeah, let's show them. That's the closest place for you to get to them. The
right.
other question is about if pricing for these items are on the website. And I said, because there's such a variance between items, depending on what someone is looking for, we just encourage people to work directly with you so that you can help find them what they're looking for, rather than put like set pricing on things, because we don't want people to be surprised when they thought a plaque was going to be $3,000, but because of what they specifically wanted, it's $7,000. So we don't put prices on the website.
Correct. And it just varies so much. We have price increases. I haven't raised prices on the plaques, but like statues, you just never know.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is the museum.
Oh, sorry. One last question, Sue. What is the cost of a tree? Does it depend on the tree?
No, that's pretty solid because we have a couple that can be sponsored, and they're 4,000.
4,000.
Yep. So this is one of the areas that the tribute bricks are placed. Sorry. And there was just about 450 placed right before Junior Vice. These are the $100 bricks. This is the new section. Does that answer the question?
I'm looking to see if we have any hands raised and I'm not seeing anything. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
So if not, I'm going to,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
so it looks
Yeah,
like Pat has a question.
Yeah, do you have a chart where, like names of the bricks are at?
Yeah, there's a brick directory.
Okay,
When you come to campus, you have to look up by who bought the brick, and then you can find it. There's instructions.
okay. Also, I came in late because I didn't get an email, about this, gathering. Have you guys discussed anything about, Michigan Day or Ohio Day yet, or no? Okay. Erase that then. I take my Etch-a-Sketch. I'm just trying to keep up on things because I'm gonna be the new Buddy Poppy National Home for the state of Michigan in a few weeks, and I want to be up on things. I don't want to be in the back or in the dark.
Yeah.
When-
Well,
and
I
I
think
am-
you have a conference coming, and Megan and Annabelle will be there, so you'll be able to
Annabelle,
get whatever you need from them.
thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I'm a little bit windblown here. I'm just going to shut my camera off, but I'm going to stay on. Ah. Okay, go ahead, Megan.
Well, Sue said this a few different times, but people were kind of trickling in. So I just want to remind everyone that this is going to be our last Zoom meeting for a couple months. Next month, there's just tons of state conventions happening. And then we have the national convention in July. And then August, we're just going to take a break for the summer. And then we'll be back doing the monthly Zoom meetings starting September. So all of you should already be on the mailing list and should continue receiving invites. Even if you're not continuing on in the role that you are in, we will make sure that you are still receiving those invitations. And then obviously all of the incoming people, we will get their information added into our system so that they're also getting the invitation. And we encourage you to share this with anyone that you think would be interested. We have all the recordings on our YouTube channel. There's a playlist of Zoom with the National Home recordings. If you ever want to look back at anything else that we've done in the past. And what was the other thing I was going to talk about, Sue?
Oh, I think you covered it. The main thing was that I guess if you do know your replacement, please forward, have them reach out to us because we can get them in our database. That's what's going to be the challenge, to get the new group in our database, because we have to wait for for headquarters to send us that list. And sometimes, it takes a while. So we'll do our best to get as many as we can in by September, and we'll reach out at that time. Anything else?
I'm not seeing any more questions.
Okay. Kathy, I just want to, again, give you a shout out. I look forward to seeing you at Phoenix at the convention. I hope you can make it to our workshop. We like to acknowledge the outgoing and incoming Buddy Poppy National Home Chairman.
When is that?
It is
You know when-
it's Wednesday, 1 or 2 o'clock. I'll have to, if Megan makes a note of that, I will confirm that with you. You're going to get an official invite. I
Okay.
believe it should have been emailed to you. I thought Lynn said yesterday. It comes from the executive office.
Sue, someone in the chat was asking, how do they get the new person that's coming in, get their information to us? And I said to have them reach out to you.
Yep.
I got her email address in the chat, but it is salverson@vfwnationalhome.org. That's ALVERSON. And also Annabelle had the question.
Yeah, it wasn't a question, it was what you were gonna talk about, the junior, you were gonna mention about the junior vice, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I knew there was something else.
Welcome.
Yeah, so what Annabelle was talking about is our junior vice orientation that we just had last weekend. It's an event that we do every May where right before the junior vice presidents and commanders begin their senior year, they come to us for a big crash course in all things VFW National Home. So they spend the weekend with us. They meet all of the staff and get presentations on what they do. They learn about our program. They get to see every corner of campus. We had, as always, a wonderful group this year. They had lots of great questions. They were really excited about the home. And even though we had a little bit of rain, we kind of flip-flopped some things and made sure everyone was able to get through the outdoor portion of the event in the morning before the rain hit. And we had record sales in our gift shop, and we had an amazing, donation from the group. And all in all, it was a really successful event. We're excited for them to all take the National Home back to their state, just like you guys, and, promote us in their departments and their states.
So Lisa's going to have a list of all of her chairmen and their emails, probably before the 1st of September. So
Awesome.
she'll have the presidents have to turn all that information in, and national headquarters totals it all up and gives it immediately to all of the ambassadors for each one of their programs. So she'll have that information for you.
Oh, that's awesome. As soon as we can get it, because we have to, enter it. Lisa's
Yeah.
not on tonight, is that correct?
I don't see her.
Okay, okay. No, that's great, and I'll touch base with her in Phoenix also.
Okay.
But again, Kathy, we've known each other, I think, since I started, and your energy's been great, and I love
Thank
the, pushing the, continuously promoting the home front hero. I mean, we've really made some progress with that, and
Terrific.
I'm grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful that the message is going to be out for another year. So that's wonderful.
That was a biggie. I'm very happy that we did so well with that this year. And like you said, I'm glad they're going to be continuing it next year, and I hope it's an ongoing procedure. I just thought that auxiliaries should take more of a continuing support with the home than we have.
Mhm. That's wonderful.
Sue, can I say one last thing?
Of course.
I just want to thank Kathy for getting these Zoom meetings started this year, and Sue, Megan, and everyone that at the home that's taken their time to do this. I really think they're making a difference. And the more we get the word out, the more we're going to no longer be the VFW's biggest secret. So thank you.
That's right.
You do.
Our pleasure.
That's right. Everybody have a great night. Have a great summer, and hope to see most of you in Phoenix.
Me too.
If not, we will see you in September. And as fast as this year's going, guys, I'm really nervous. It's gonna be, the summer's gonna go so fast.
It will.